Hey there everyone, this is Chris from the Tech Basement, coming to you with black and blue. Finally got everything all straightened out. I was having little problems with the Flare X's. They were not acting like anything else that was online unless they were RMA'd, which I've actually went through where I bought it twice, got 2 pairs of bad sticks. Finally, the 30 days came up. I had to go ahead and just go through G-Skill, politely asked them to go ahead and test them, make sure that they work in a system, and they sent one pair back to me fairly quickly. Actually, I was very pleased with how fast that went, even though this was down for a while. That was one of the reasons I haven't put any videos out. But here it is, black and blue, with my Strix gaming graphics card, the RX 480, the Corsair 6 Hero with the newest, latest and greatest BIOS, which is, I believe, 1403, which had this kick in really nicely. Even though I did do the BIOS update, I did have these in before, and they were working rather nicely anyways. So with the BIOS update and my G-Skill Flare X's, it's running very nicely at advertised speeds and all that other goodness. I haven't done much overclocking on it. With 1403, I just put it right on the default settings. That would be optimized settings, and it just kicked in, and I'm seeing about 4090, I believe, for the megahertz on the processor, which is really nice. So I'm very happy with Ryzen 5, the 1600X, the Flare X, my Strix Gaming 480. I've been able to overclock that to 1375 megahertz, and then on the GPU, the RAM, I forget exactly how high I've had it, but I'm able to bring it up to about 5-10 more frames per second. I've been thinking about doing a BioFlash to the 580, but from what I'm reading and seeing in the performance graphs and all the different videos out there with 480 versus the 580, I'm basically, by the overclock, getting what that BIOS flash would give me, and I don't have to worry about bricking my 480. Now moving on, I do have a few updates that I'm going to go ahead and tell you about. I do have the H50 from Corsair in here right now. That is 120mm rad. I have a push-pull on it, and I am getting decent temperatures on it. I'm not really happy with it. I will go into that a little bit later possibly, but here is what I want to show you guys. I went ahead and went to Coolmaster. I got this is straight out of the box, so we're also doing an unboxing right now. And it's basically the cooling bracket. No, not basically. It is the cooling bracket, as you can see right here, for the Coolmaster accessories, which goes up here. So I'm going to put that in there. We're going to go ahead and say, hey Corsair, guess what? More mess to clean up. And we're going to put this in, which was given to me by a good friend, and he wants to get me into some water cooling that will be expandable. So with that all being said, I am going to go ahead and show you a couple of temperatures, what the H50 that is in here already is doing, and then we'll go over to this, the Swiftech H220x. Yeah, I know it's a little old, but like I said, it was donated by a friend who has had very good luck with this very cooler right here. So without further ado, let's get into those temperatures that I promised you. Oh yeah, that's right, I forgot. I promised you an unboxing of the Master Case cooling bracket. I know it's nothing really special, but here we go. Here we go. It's a bracket wrapped in plastic. Imagine that. Surrounded by cardboard. Ooh. Okay. This slides out nicely. Very, very simple. And it's huge. I sure hope so, because it's supposed to be able to do 240 as well. So, like I promised, here's your unboxing of one of the brackets. Well, I should say the cooling bracket for the Master Case series. Huge, okay? Almost as wide as my hand. See that? Okay. 240. Get it? Alright. Alrighty. As long as we're doing that unboxing, let's go with what my good friend RG Tech gave me here. Okay. I've already opened this a little bit. Bracket. Woo! We're just full of brackets. Screws. All the different colors for the CPU block. Oh, this thing is huge. Absolutely huge. This thing is really huge. I think this is going to be doing some serious cooling compared to that H50. And when you see the temperatures that the H50 are giving out and then what this is going to give out, I think we're going to be impressed. So, here's the Swiftech H220x. I'm expecting really good temperatures on that. Fit that right up in there and we should be good to go. Let's see how this fits up in here. Oh yeah, look at that. Look at that. That's yeah, we're if I ever decide to upgrade, 240, no problem. Okay. Don't know where to put it. This back in here. Boom. Boom. Alrighty. Put this with this. Voila. Alrighty. Now we're going to go ahead and get into those temps.
Okay there, now we are into the operating system. Let me bring up a couple of different applications that will give us the temperatures that are being presented to us at this time. Let's bring up that as well. And then we're going to bring up OCCT to stress it out a little bit. As you can see, the Corsair H50 is keeping it right around between 55 up to 60 degrees consistently at what you could say basically idle. Okay, now that we have everything out here that we're needed to monitor the temps on here, as you can see, we have about a 20-degree offset that we should keep in mind depending on what monitor application that we're using. If you're just going to look at the Ryzen, you can say that's the actual temperature, or HW monitor, take 20 off. Okay, let's go ahead and start OCCT and see what kind of temps we get. From my experience, as you can see, the temperatures are rising rather quickly. We'll give it about a minute and you'll see that it will reach approximately 79 to 80 degrees. We won't run this too far. We know the CPU being set at 3.6 gigahertz or 3600 megahertz, it won't get too hot. So we won't get above the 80 degrees, or I should say 85 degrees Celsius. As you can see, it's getting closer up to that 80-degree mark, and we've reached that 80 mark at about 2:30. Well, I have to say the H50 is not a bad little cooler for being what it is. Only a 120 millimeter fan. I have a push-pull setup on it, as you may be able to see. Let's move that in a little bit nicer. Right there, I have a fan on the front in there, pushing in on it, and one pulling off. So I have it as maxed out as I can without going crazy on fans. Like I said, Corsair has a decent little AIO, and it does the job fairly well. There you go. There's the temperatures. As you can see, it's risen up to 81 degrees Celsius, and I think it will stop there, somewhere between there and 85. The setup I have here, I believe, is set up to go ahead and throttle it at that point. It might start doing it right now. As you can see, it's going between 80 and 81. So we're going to just end it right there with about a 4-minute stress test from OCT. And for part 2, I am going to have the Swiftech H220x. And here it is. Move this over here this way. This was donated to me, or given to me, I should say, by RG Tech. Thank you. Appreciate it. I imagine I'm going to have a bunch of fun with this and getting some really nice temperatures. So, with that being said, I am going to go ahead and let you go. And when those brackets come in for the AM4 processor, the 1600X I have in there, I will get this switched out, and I will have temperatures for you in the same manner. I will not touch any of the settings within the BIOS or any of that to do the Swiftech X220 temperature review. Thank you for watching, and have a good evening. Do those things that you do. Like, dislike, put the comments down below. Tell me what you think. If you like to see videos like this or whatever I could do better, please put it down in the comments. Thank you, and Chris out.